ships were meant to fly. Hands up and touch the sky.
Let me ask you a question, Broncos country, or Walmart Generals country. You watched that deep ball Russell Wilson threw on Damari Mathis for a touchdown. And the Broncos have had a camp where they do not have live feed of their camp anymore. So we as fans cannot watch and see what's actually happening in camp. And about 3 plays have been leaked to the public to hype this offense up for next year. I tore apart the other one, the go ball, the go ball to Cortland Sutton. When you actually took a deep dive into the context of the play, you saw a wide open tight end in the middle of the field. You saw Garrett Bowles getting blown off the ball. You saw the offensive line breaking down. And you saw Russell Wilson missing the wide open tight end in the middle of the field and forcing the ball into coverage. Here's the latest play that got leaked. Who is that? I mean, you guys are hyping this up. The Broncos or the Walmart Generals are deciding what gets leaked to the public. Did their PR department not notice this? They thought that they were just going to sneak this in there, like I wasn't going to notice. Is that Garrett Bowles putting someone in a full headlock? The defensive line. You can't make it up. Look at his back. All right, I'm trying to hold it together. Look at Garrett. The defensive lineman is in a headlock. Garrett Bowles has the defensive lineman's back towards him, and he has him in a fucking headlock. And also, this deep touchdown that Russ threw, whose side of the field was it on? Oh, it was on Justin Simmons' side of the field. Where's Justin Simmons at over the top? Look at fucking Garrett. Like, you guys are choosing what's leaked to the public, and you guys can't even do that right. You have Garrett Bowles putting someone in a WWE chokehold. But you're going to tell me that the offensive line is just good enough. Mind you, this is against one of the worst front sevens in the NFL. Could you imagine what's going to happen when they go up against the Washington Commanders? When they go up against the Detroit Lions? When they go up against the LA Chargers? When they go up against the Kansas City Chiefs? Can you imagine? I wish they played Philadelphia. I don't think Philadelphia would be fucking around against the Denver Broncos because they didn't when they played them back in 21. Look at Garrett Bowles putting this man in a full-on chokehold. Someone check on that defensive end or that outside linebacker. Make sure he's doing all right because he might be unconscious after that. And this is the stuff that you see on the All-22 film regularly with Garrett Bowles. It just doesn't get called. And I'm 100% convinced that the Broncos pay off the NFL refs to not call this on Garrett Bowles. Several organizations have already complained about this kind of bullshit from Garrett Bowles. Garrett holds, Garrett headlocks. Myles Garrett and the Browns complained about it. The Chargers have complained about it. Several organizations in the NFL have complained about the NFL not calling these penalties. In a real game time situation, that touchdown's getting sent right the fuck back thanks to Garrett Bowles. Per usual. Garrett Bowles' success this year is going to be 110% determined on the referee's generosity. Are they going to call these calls next year? Are they actually going to throw the flag? Are they going to turn a blind eye? Just like the Broncos PR department who leaked this video of Russell Wilson throwing a touchdown, turned a blind eye to this headlock, thinking I wasn't going to notice. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. I cannot wait till the Rams come to town so I can actually turn on the live feed on the Rams side to see what's actually happening in Dove Valley. I mean, this is an embarrassment. This is an absolute embarrassment. And we paid this man how much? And where the fuck is Justin Simmons, again, getting torched over the top because he abandoned his side of the field? He's nowhere to be found. He's leaving Damari Mathis on an island. This is the bullshit I'm talking about. This is the bullshit Bucket Man Scouting talks about. This is the bullshit Denver Bronco Mile High View talks about. You guys deny it all you want. If you pretend a problem is not there, it doesn't change anything because the problem will still be there. A problem doesn't disappear because you pretend it's not there. Garrett Bowles is terrible. He sucks. And he definitely doesn't fit a Sean Payton offense. In my time of watching the NFL, I've never seen someone get put in a fucking headlock as if this is UFC 268. Garrett Bowles needs to hang up the cleats and join the UFC at this point because he's better at choking people out than he is at actually playing offensive line, playing left tackle in the NFL. But we're going to have Broncos Avenue, the Broncos PR department, telling us how this offensive line is good enough. It's massively upgraded. Yeah, looks like it's really paying dividends right there. But we're going to draft corners. Woo! Riley Moss. J.L. Skinner. Yeah, more safeties, more corners. Marvin Mims. Ooh, more receivers. We're going to draft an inside linebacker who doesn't fit the system yet is still better than the current inside linebackers on your team. Terrible. And we're going to sign a corner instead of signing an offensive lineman, signing depth on the offensive line, signing a defensive lineman, signing a linebacker who could play coverage. And the rumor has it that the Broncos are trying to go after Josh Jacobs. Again, ignoring the offensive line, which is why shit like this happens. How long do you give it before the Broncos actually, or before the Walmart generals actually get it under control? How long? I will be dead by the time that happens. Long gone. Decomposed. Turning in my grave, just like Pat Bolin's turning in his grave, looking at this absolute disgrace. One of the greatest owners, top 5 owner in NFL history, laid down the foundation, laid down the blueprint of how to build a proper organization. And John Elway and Rob Walton, Penner, Joe Ellis, everyone in the front office took a big ass shit all over it. This is a disgrace. It's an abomination of the highest order. It's disgusting. And I'm ticked off. I used to get excited for football season when Pat Bolin was the owner. Now, I just know what's going to happen. The Broncos, the Walmart Generals will be lucky to win 4 games next year. They will be lucky to win 4 games next year. They are worse than I thought they were. If that was even possible. I think the Texans will beat them, quite frankly. I think the Jordan Love Packers will beat them. And I said that the Broncos would beat them. At this point, I don't see any team that can't beat the Broncos on their schedule. All right, Walmart General fans. You guys could talk all you want. Russ had his best camp ever. What a play. Look at Sean just watching. Sean's watching in disgust and in disappointment at looking at this Garrett. I guarantee you Sean Payton is like, where the fuck is Justin Simmons? Why the fuck does Garrett Bowles have this guy in a chokehold? I am screwed next year. Hence why I built in excuses, talking shit about Hackett, talking shit about the New York Jets, which would have never happened under Pat Bowlen. Sean Payton is a dead man walking. He doesn't realize, I think he now realizes the magnitude of what he got himself into. And depending on how bad this year goes, I give Sean Payton 2 seasons max in Denver. If the train wreck is worse than 3 games winning, then they win fewer than 3 games, he's gone by the end of the season. He'll retire. He came here for the retirement fund. Not to mention, Sean Payton is a product of the New Orleans Saints. The Saints were not a product of Sean Payton. You guys have that backwards. Sean Payton's going to get exposed this year. I cannot wait till the Jets come to town and put the beating on you deserve. Quite frankly, I think you're going to get the beating you deserve in week 2 when you go up against that Washington Commander defensive front. You might want to sit Russell Wilson down for that game because he's going to get absolutely annihilated. I was watching film from the Panthers and Broncos last night. Another game where Justin Simmons got absolutely torched over the top on the exact same side of the field that he did this game, or in this play. And I'm watching the Broncos offensive line get destroyed. I'm watching their receivers, no separation, none. Because I was watching that game to criticize Russ and his inability to read the field. But in that game, nobody was open, ever. Out of 10 plays, maybe 1, Russ will catch someone in the flats that's actually open. I didn't have anything to complain with Russ about. It was about that offensive line, and it was about the receiver's inability to separate. What is Russ supposed to do when his offensive line breaks down? What is he supposed to do when none of his receivers are open? Yes, does Russell Wilson miss wide open receivers? Of course. But the Broncos receivers are rarely open to begin with. I just can't with this team. Look at it's right in front of your face. You guys could deny it if you want. You guys could hype it up if you want. Like I said, 17-game schedule. You have to play it. You have to play 17 other NFL organizations. And at the end of the day, talk is not going to save you when week 1 rolls around the corner. And all you Walmart General fans will go into hibernation like you do every single season. This is an abomination of the highest order, an absolute disgrace, an unmitigated disaster, and I'm embarrassed to even be associated with it. I mean, it's terrible out here. Mans has him in a headlock, and you guys snuck this video in, thought that I was just going to let that one slide. Me personally, I'm not going to let that slide. You guys are just going to have to deal with me calling you out, and that's exactly why the live streams are not allowed this year, because who do you think is going to be uploading hours of content calling this shit out? So go ahead, drink the Kool-Aid. Drink the Kool-Aid. Go watch Broncos Avenue where they sell you the fake. Go watch The Realist, the film study. Walmart General Syndicate, and let them blow the smoke up your ass and deny reality. You want to call me conspiracy theorist? You want to call Bucket Man a conspiracy theorist? You want to call Denver Bronco Mile High View a conspiracy theorist? Is this a conspiracy theory right here to you? Is this just something I made up? It's right in front of your fucking face. I have to circle it for you guys because you guys don't have the eye to see it. The Broncos are in deep shit next year, and I can't wait to see what the excuses next year will be.